Hey, I'm Stan Lee, and boy, are you lucky you're watching Geek Out USA. Excelsior!
And we're live, episode 90, Geek Out SA. How's everybody doing today?
They're very geeky, thank you. How are you doing?
Very geeky. You know what? It's Earth Day today. It's also Fiesta here in San Antonio, so looking at you, you're very fiesta-y.
I'm very fiesta-y.
Yeah, look very pretty.
Well, thank you so much.
You got your medal on there, and you got your...
I do. I have my Texas A&M medal because I went. So, haha, all you YouTube people. So this is my A&M medal, and then I also have my NIOSA medal over here because I love NIOSA. I pronounce it NIOSA because it's night in old San Antonio, not NIOSA.
Yeah,
but let's not get into the battle over it.
I've always called it NIOSA.
Oh no, we call it NIOSA too. But there's a big battle in San Antonio. There's always been a battle in San Antonio. It's NIOSA, it's NIOSA. So, but yeah, I'm wearing my Fiesta swag because I'm very proud of my city and my Fiesta. I've also been doing some history with the kids so that I can educate my students at school. So I'm very proud that the Battle of Flowers is coming up on Friday, and that's why the kids get a day off of school. So I wanted to kind of educate them on that and let them know that the Battle of Flowers parade is actually the only parade that was wholly put on by women. It was organized by women. The idea came from women. It was put on by women, and this was back in the 1890s.
Who did it, the Chili Queens or something?
No, it's the Daughters of the Republic. They're the Daughters of the Republic now. I don't think they had a name back in the 1890s when they started this, but they wanted to kind of like commemorate.
It's the ones that they threw out of the Alamo, right?
The battle. You're just making stuff up now.
No, they threw them out of the Alamo.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, they were.
I thought you meant like originally in the battle.
Alamo.
But
no.
yes, they got rid of them from the Alamo Association. Yes, but that's a whole like San Antonio history lesson that everybody didn't need. But anyway,
Nathan says we are the knights who say NIOSA.
So I definitely think that we should maybe like start some kind of geeky fiesta. Although if you think about fiesta is almost practically a convention, right?
Mm-hmm.
You walk
with a
around.
lot of alcohol.
There is a lot of alcohol. So much alcohol. So much alcohol spilled on you. So much consumed. But there's a lot of food. So that's like the vendors that you're going to. It's not necessarily you're going to get your comic signed or whatever, but there's all the food vendors. There's entertainment. Everybody wears their giant hats and their beautiful dresses. And, there's the princes and the princesses and the courts. And there's all these different activities. So if you look at it, if you think about it, it's almost like a giant convention, and it's celebrating something historical. So,
but not so geeky though.
Well, not necessarily geeky.
Maybe something should be geeky. Maybe they should have a official geeky fiesta event.
Well, and you would think, since it's like commemorating a historic battle, that there would be some type of like historic battle geeks that like to dress up, that do a reenactment.
They do.
So that's about as geeky as it gets. I mean, But I don't know what other geeky fiesta events we could do. Like giant gaming or something comes to mind. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big chessboard and do like Harry Potter type chess or something. I know I saw that Alamo City Comic Con had like some booth babes and stuff out at Oyster Bake, and they were selling tickets. But I don't know that they did any like particularly geeky comic booky events. But there are a lot of San Antonio artists, San Antonio people in the geek community. So
we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Or even if we had like, I don't know, a geeky food booth, like
what
somebody
would
sold
geeky food be?
Like butterbeer from Harry Potter, or stuff from the Game of Thrones books, or
they have the Game of Thrones beers.
Yeah, and they do, and they have like an official Game of Thrones cookbook. I think I just got somebody gave me like a Hunger Games not a Hunger Games food book. I don't remember. I'll have to look and see what it is. But there's all kinds of different geeky food. Like if you thought about it, I'm sure you could do geeky themed food. Doritos and Mountain Dew. That would be your geeky themed food item.
Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola, a little
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo, right? Isn't there? There's always Yoo-hoo in some kind of like geek movies, and I don't know. That seems to be like a geek themed drink is Yoo-hoo.
But we also digress because we're talking about Earth Day.
Oh, how did we get from Earth Day?
Earth Day.
Oh,
Well,
today is Earth Day.
today is Earth Day. So, recycle, do all that. But how do geeky people do Earth Day in a geeky way?
So I saw George Takei put this, and I had seen this before. It's a new, not that it's a burial plot, because it's not a plot per se, but it's a burial pod, I guess. And you pass away, and your family puts you in this, and then they grow a tree from you. So I guess that could be a geeky thing, that you would like repollinate the earth with your ashes or something.
Jason said Game of Thrones sausages.
Wow, poor Reek.
Wow.
Poor Reek.
Reek.
Alas, poor Reek. He has no sausage.
No. But some of the geeky things I was thinking about, just like I have a lot of old computers.
Oh yeah, he does.
That have
he has a problem. He should be on Hoarders.
Windows and stuff like that. But a good geeky thing is to repurpose that computer and make it new, because a lot of times with the older Windows, it just doesn't work like it should. Install Linux, install Ubuntu, or install just one of the Linux operating systems and give it new life.
And then just kind of recycle it and use it
Mhm.
again, so it doesn't end up in the landfill.
Yeah.
I've tried my hand at like geeky art before, where we found computer stuff
Yeah.
at like the Goodwill or whatever. And I try to do some art for your walls since you're geeky. So that's another thing, you can repurpose it. And especially now, people have so much more access to stuff than we did when we were first, trying to come up with ideas. And now there's Pinterest and Instagram and everything. So you have access to more ideas of things.
Somebody did it first.
Yeah. Somebody's probably done it out there or done something similar to it. So you can probably find a way to do that. And then, with Guardians of the Galaxy being a big thing and Groot being a big thing in Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm sure there's all kinds of like Earth Day celebrations we could do that would be Groot-esque, or, trim your hedges to look like Groot.
Get solar panels.
Solar panels would be cool.
Yeah.
You could contribute to William Shatner's Kickstarter, because he wants to, get $30 billion to get a pipeline from Washington State to California to get some of the excessive rain in Washington State down to California. I think scientists
How
should
does
look
that
and
help
see
me?
if that's gonna. Well, it's geeky. I mean, it's Shatner. It's geek. I don't know.
Yeah,
would
we
think
wouldn't
that would
do
mess
all
up
this
the
stuff for
natural
you, William
cycle.
Shatner, and have it nothing be for us.
I think that would mess up the natural water cycle that we kind of have going on. I mean, there's like reasons why it rains less in California, and it has to do with convection currents
Why
and
don't
stuff.
they
I'm not
just
going to do like a whole
desalinate
weather.
their water over there?
Yeah, and then Al wants us to stop fracking, and I mean, there's all kinds of geeky things we could do to save that.
What are some geeky things that you have done or you would do on Earth Day, or you can do? Let us know. We'll mention it on here.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
always try to be conscious at school. We all recycle. We go through so much paper.
Mhm.
So the sixth graders are our recycle team, and we all have recycle boxes, and they come, and we have a big recycle bin, and we try to get the kids to be conscientious of what they use and how they use it.
At this point in the day, there's not a lot of reason to have any kind of real paper other than for just having to sign stuff. But if you're like filling stuff out, why does that need to be on paper?
I think it just takes all
That's
these
another geeky thing you can
organizations
do is
too
convert
long.
everything to electronic forms.
Yeah, but it takes organizations, and you and I have been in big business before, so we know that it takes these organizations a really long time to convert everything over. It takes man hours, it takes time to convert all of these forms and stuff over. So it'll be a while before we go completely paperless.
Jay Miller says solvent green?
Did I say
Soylent green.
Yeah, Soylent
Soylent green.
I was gonna mention that and you cut me off. So good call, Jay. I think that's another good Fiesta food. We could make Soylent green.
It's people.
Yeah,
it's made of people.
It's people. So we would have to do some fun little twist on it, like little plastic people in it or something, and it would be green.
I haven't seen that movie in
something.
ages.
I don't remember. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even remember what it looked like. Was it kind of like a slop? Oh yeah. Al got it on Blu-ray, so we're gonna have like a little viewing party, and then we're gonna come back with some Soylent Green ideas. Maybe we'll have some Soylent Green themed food, and we'll go forward with that and see what happens. People are food.
I don't know.
I've seen some really cute like people as food ideas though for like Walking Dead themed parties and stuff like that. Because you're the zombies, so you're eating the people. So.
Wow.
There's cute things you can do that doesn't have to be totally gruesome. Or, if you'd like to be gruesome, there's some gruesome things you can do too.
You can do.
Yeah. You look on Pinterest and look up you can use cold cuts and stuff to make a human body, and it looks pretty gruesome and stuff. It's pretty cool though. So yeah, spam and just kind of mold it and stuff and what was it that? Oh, that reminded me of these those people that are super cheap. And so this woman had a Christmas dinner, and she went to the food thrift store and got ground turkey, and she molded it into the shape of an actual turkey and then cooked it and had a neighborhood party, and these people came over and it was this mushy. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you could do stuff with food. Let's just say we could do stuff with food. We could make geeky Nyosa food.
Minions with
I've done that. I've done the Minion cupcakes with the Twinkies.
With the Twinkies.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff we could do. So, we could do Geek Fiesta. Not us. We personally can't do it. Okay, don't look at us. Stop looking at Vince and I. We cannot do any more stuff. Okay?
No.
I can't do any more. I need to get back to writing games.
We're there.
We're
right there.
No,
because we need to finish off a lot of the games that we have going on, because
we haven't had a lot of time to work on our games.
No,
we've done some good R&D lately. We got to play the new Archer board game, which, so I haven't watched the Archer show because I watched Bob's Burgers first, and now I can't watch Archer because it's the same voice actor. So it's Bob from Bob's Burgers, but he's Archer, but he's being crass and everything. I don't know. I can't watch it. But the game was funny because it was in all these insults and stuff. So you didn't really have to have seen the show to think the game was pretty fun. So we played that game. It was pretty fun. That one's by Cryptozoic. Yeah. So that one's put out by Cryptozoic.
Need to eat a sausage.
Yeah.
But not a sausage.
Eat a Theon Greyjoy. No.
Eat Reek's meat.
It all comes around.
And it all comes around because we're talking about Game of Thrones.
Oh, we are going to talk about Game of Thrones. So, finally, we get to see my favorite character of all time, which is Arya. So she makes it to Bravos, right? And she gets to use her little coin. And she gets the House of Black and White. So we get to see that, which is good and interesting. And there's a whole storyline. Let me just say that when I was reading the books, sometimes I would read Arya's storyline, flip through the chapters until I could find Arya again, and just read a couple of sentences to make sure she's doing good. And then I would go back to where I was really reading in the book and read back up until I got back to where Arya was. So I was happy to see Arya. We see Daenerys, and she finally makes kind of an executive decision. Now, I don't remember her doing that in the book, but it's been a while since I've read the books. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those really good nerdy geeks where I have this super memory of everything that happens. I don't remember Daenerys having balls, though. So I don't remember her doing this in the book. I think that I would have cheered her on had I seen her take a really good, heavy-handed leadership role like this. For me, she always seemed really mamby-pamby. In the beginning, when you first see her story, I thought she was going to be really strong, and what happens with her and Drogo and her son dying, which I don't even think we see that in the show. Did we see that in the show? I don't remember them delving into that as much as kind of what shapes her. Well,
she gives birth, but
right, and you don't really get a look in the book, but you get a better sense of her, I feel like, in the book. In the beginning, you think she's going to be really strong, and then she becomes this mother of dragons, and you think she's going to be really strong, and then we kind of see here in the show where she's let the dragons go and just be on their own, and she hasn't been a very good mother to the dragon. She does that in the books, and that's where I kind of lost her. I lost her there, and I lost her where she had all the slaves and everybody, and I don't know if they're going to show it in the series, how she's letting all of her children, all of her people kind of starve, and she doesn't make good leadership decisions. And I get it, she's a little girl and everything.
Apparently there's chatting on YouTube that
cool.
we can't see right now.
I'm sorry, YouTube chatters. I would definitely address whatever you're talking about, but...
well, we got one from the chat room is, what do you guys think of Iceman's younger self coming out as gay? I hadn't heard that.
I hadn't heard that. So that's going to be in the comic? Wow, and this is interesting because
I didn't catch that one.
I hadn't seen that one, and Iceman is my favorite. Like, nobody's ever asked me that, but this was a segment that we did back when we had an actual studio doing the show for us. There was a segment on the show where all the hosts would go and talk about their favorite comic character.
Yeah.
And mine has always been Iceman. Although technically I don't love him from the comics because I've never read his comics. I loved him from the 1980s cartoon where he would slide on the ice that he made and everything like that. So that was my favorite. So what is my feeling about Iceman coming out as gay? Well, I didn't know he was gay, so good for him. Is he not... I'm going to have to look that up really quick and research it. Is he not wanting to be outed as gay, or did you see Al? I'm asking the producer right now.
Yeah, I just saw a quick. You know, she mental at his mom. Oh, you're gay. And I didn't even read the whole. Yeah.
I mean, it's just another... I mean, they're always trying to change the stories on the different superheroes. I mean, it's just...
I think
it'll be like that for a while, and then
when
there'll
you're
be a
in
stink
something
about it
like
again,
this, you have to touch on everything that's going on in modern mainstream media.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me. I have
bet
never
it will
read...
bother some people.
Oh, yeah.
It will. It'll bother people. It's not going to bother me personally.
But
I
I don't
haven't
think
read
it'll
his
necessarily-
storyline, so does it affect it?
I don't necessarily think it'll be just that he's gay. It's just that they're changing the story again. That not just that, oh yeah, he's gay, I don't like gay people.
Well, my only problem would be, and I haven't had a chance to research it, but this is my personal opinion on it. If I've been reading the comics all this time, and I have this storyline of who Iceman is, and it's a fairly long storyline, he's been there for a while, and then all of a sudden he's gay, it seems like you're reaching. It seems like you're reaching to make someone gay to try to be relevant, rather than trying to find a character that was either... already seemed inherently gay, or to bring in a new character. That was what I was going to say. There can't be every single possible character that we could possibly think of in our great, huge imaginations can't already be out there. It just can't be. There's got to be other avenues that they could find, research. I'm sure that there's all these storylines of these set characters that like love each other, that have children, that also have powers, that become heroes or villains or whatever. Why can't one of them be gay? why change a whole storyline? I don't know.
Yeah, he said it was a younger self, and it was by Marvel Girl.
My Marvel Girl.
Oh, and also Geeky said Geeky Fiesta and recycle ink cartridges.
Oh, recycle ink
And
cartridges. Yeah, we do
and
that.
It's in the comic book.
So the gay storyline is in the comic book currently.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me.
But
I don't know what relevance it has.
go to www.geekoutusa.com. You can chat on Chatango with us.
Oh, are
so
you
we
trying
don't
to
have
catch
to go
both?
back and forth. Yeah, I'm trying to do before, but it's just hoodie on there. Which I'll go back for you, hoodie, but it just makes
It's easier
it
if
a
he goes
little
to
bit
Chatango.
easier on Chatango. But
So back to Game of Thrones. Well, yeah, back to Game of Thrones because I'm not sure about the Iceman. I'll think about it and revisit it. I need to research it a little bit. I loved Iceman as a 1980s cartoon character. He's my all-time favorite. I have the Marvel cards that you could get that were like, you could get your football cards and stuff. So I have like Jerry Rice because I'm a big, huge football fan, and then I have Iceman. So, it's like, it's one of those things. I'm weird. But it doesn't bother me. If Iceman wants to have a boyfriend, okay. As long as he's cool with his ice and stuff, I don't care.
We have a lot of we have a lot of posts. Anon 1522 says Jean Grey reads his mind.
Well, see, that's what is the one who
about it.
outs him.
Yeah.
Well, I have to
And
check
it
it out.
came out on All New X-Men number 40.
Hey, while you're asking everybody in the chat room, does anybody know when the new Ninja Turtles is coming out? Because I'd like to know, is Donatello going to be a cyborg or not? Because I saw some leaked pages, and I'm kind of freaking out because I think he's going to be a cyborg, which is cool because,
That'd be
he's
kinda cool. That's his
Donatello.
thing.
Yeah, he's Donatello. Like, he's the guy. He's the scientific, nerdy tech guy. But I would like to know. And I don't know when the issue's coming out. So if anybody in the chat knows when the issue's coming out, could they let me know? Because that would be awesome. Because I keep sending Matt out, like, every Wednesday to go find the issue. I haven't had
They'll
time.
probably do.
I haven't had time.
Just call.
After the yearbook, I had, like, walking pneumonia, and I've been a little sick. And
Oh, we also have Will from Tabletop Generals. Hi, Will.
Hi, Will.
Says, hey, guys.
Okay, so Game of Thrones. Can I go back to Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Because I wanted to talk about something else. So Daenerys has balls. Arya's at the House of Black and White.
I don't want to see those balls.
They're talking about Game of Thrones sausage. We see Jon Snow come into power, which was like the weakest bit of the episode ever, and it's like a huge part of the story. Like, Jon Snow is now commander of the Wall, and it's like, nobody even knew that this voting was going to happen or that Jon was even part of it. And then all of a sudden we're like, we're voting. And then, we should vote for Jon. There's a whole huge story in the books about like what happens and what they have to do to get Jon's name in. And it's a big deal. It's a big, huge deal. And it puts Jon in a very important position because things are about to happen. Because I don't know if they've said in the show who the Maester Aemon, who's the one that you see who does the final vote.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they've said yet who he really is.
He's Targaryen.
Yeah, he's a Targaryen. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to have to... Something's going to happen with his character soon in the books. So I don't know if they're going to go forward with that in the show. And then... what's his little pudgy face is going to have to go with him, and it's going to be Gilly, and there's stuff that's kind of important that deals with babies and stuff, but I don't want to tell you.
Gilly, she's nasty.
What? What's wrong
I'm
with
tapping
Gilly?
into my Omar.
Oh, Omar hated Gilly. Gilly's not nasty. Omar hated Gilly because of the incest. Which, speaking of incest, here's Cersei, like, yelling at Jaime about their kids, and then
You've never even been a father to them.
Hello.
Well, if I said anything.
Not allowed to talk about them being my kids. Kind of a problem here.
That's kind of
So-
nasty.
George R. R. Martin likes the incest. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know. It's a little weird. It's in a lot of the storyline. And then, so you're sitting there on the couch going, Cersei is such a bitch. And I've read the books, and I'm telling you, if they go along, which I hear they're going to go really far away from the books, so I'm curious to see how far. But because everybody thinks Cersei is such a bitch, in the book, she's about to get her justice.
Cool.
Somewhat, yeah. She's about to get some justice. So I hope that some of that happens because, yeah, she's such. So that'll be good. And then, of course, you see stupid little flighty Sansa. Sansa's another one that I just want to slap right out of the book. Just slap her. Like, this little girl never learns.
She never does the right thing.
She has Disney princess syndrome up the wazoo, okay? She never learns. She wants somebody to save her. Finally, as we're getting towards the end of these books here, she gets a little tiny bit wiser, but not really. She never really learns. She's just always stupid Sansa. And you're like, why couldn't she have died instead of Robb? Robb Stark. Oh, I really liked Robb's character, and he's kind of dead, too. Yeah, all the good characters. Oh, and they haven't even shown that his mom... Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Because maybe they're going to... Never mind. Anyway, so there's stuff.
Well, Tyrion's on his way to go see Daenerys.
Well, he's on his way to that area of the world. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen. There's going to be stuff and things with Tyrion, who I know is your favorite. Like, you just love Tyrion. And Tyrion is awesome. And he has some really good stuff coming up, too. Yeah, he's going to get in a shitstorm of stuff really soon.
Sweet.
So it'll be awesome. So I hope that they do a really good job. I haven't found too much fault with it. I thought, cinematically they've done a pretty good job. They move away from the books a little bit and miss some of the, from my point of view, what I felt was important to me about the story.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it. So far, so good.
You know what a lot of people like? The Apple Watch.
Oh, I
Did you know
saw
that?
that. It's like an Apple. I've seen an Apple Bong before, but never an Apple Watch. So how do you turn an Apple into a watch?
So the Apple Watch, apparently it's a big thing right now to return it. Because
it sucks so bad?
Well, no. Well, of course you can get an Apple Watch for like $349.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
That's for like the sports with the plastic band. But there's this whole other set of watches called the Apple Watch Edition, which go from $10,000 to $17,000.
They're gold and stuff, though, right?
They have like gold.
They have like gems, and they're
legit. I mean,
I know
they're as much
because
as
some of my students would like one, and I'm like, no. But I don't get the. I'm not.
But you bring it in. It can only be returned to a manager. The manager has to go over and look through it. Then the manager then has to give it to the genius watch guy. Mm-hmm. And then he has to look under it under a microscope. And he also has to put it on a scale.
The $10,000 one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
To make sure all that stuff... Well, I'm sure some of that has to also... It's with all of them. Because I have to see if there's any like kind of pitting or if someone's tried to get into the thing or if it was engraved or something. Even for the lower expensive ones, the same process. But you have to go through all these hoops and stuff before it actually gets done. They put it in this like pouch and then it gets couriered off somewhere so they can recoup their money.
That just seems excessive.
Someone has used.
That just seems extremely excessive.
It is extremely excessive, but Apple can do that
because people like to pay to advertise. That's what I told my students the other day. I'm like, the next time I would like to pay a company so that I could advertise for them, I'll let them know. Otherwise, they could pay me to advertise.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 45, aka the next one, comes out April 29th.
Yes, next Wednesday. Okay. After school, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to tell y'all if Donatello is a cyborg or not. Heard it here first. You probably didn't. There's probably people all over the net that have said it, but I'm not on the net all the time. So, Donatello,
And,
cyborg.
Tabletop Generals, or Will, aka Will,
AKA Will.
said, I bought a smartwatch from China for about $38 that does everything Apple's does.
Well, that happens to Apple a lot. They get usurped by these outfitters in China and
but
Japan.
They're charging like absorbent amount of money
They are.
for.
No, I know. Oh, you and I don't buy their products. We get hand-me-downs when your mom
We
buys
get
them.
hand-me-downs, yeah.
All right, so speaking of advertising for another company, are you going to open that loot crate? Because I'm dying to know what's in it because it's real tiny and it's like freaking me out.
I'm not gonna open it up yet. Not yet.
What?
We
It's keeping
have
us
something-
hanging
We
on.
have something else we have to talk about.
We have stuff to talk about?
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. But you know what? I dare you to talk about it.
Oh, you dare me to talk about Daredevil?
Yeah.
Well,
You like that one?
I like that one. That was a pretty cute segue. So, okay. I'm going to have to, like, hang my head in shame. I'm going to do the shame, like, face. Because I'm always Netflix shaming people, right? On the show, specifically, I'm always making fun of the Netflix generation. I'm like, you guys, you can't, like, wait a week between your episodes. You got to sit down and binge watch everything. What's wrong with you? And then I find out that Daredevil is exclusive on Netflix. So I'm like, we'll watch a couple. It'll be cool, right? Then somebody, who shall not be named, tells me, oh, there's only 9 episodes.
That wasn't me.
No, I know. It was Matt. Oh, I wasn't going to name him. So I was like, okay, cool, 9 episodes. I'm sick, like, on the couch, dying. So we binge watch. But are there 9 episodes? No. There's not.
Nope.
There's 13
There's 13.
episodes.
Well, it took us 2 days to watch it.
Took
at
us 2
least.
days.
We didn't watch it all
We didn't
in
watch
one
all
day.
13 in one day. We wanted to, but I was dying. I couldn't make it through the last few. Like, when we made it to 8 and we saw there were more, we were like, okay, never mind, we're going to go to bed after 8. I absolutely love this show. I am dying
It's
that season
really
2 got
good.
picked up. Love it, love it, love it. I know that people hate Ben Affleck. They hated him in this movie. They're going to hate him as Batman. Poor Ben Affleck gets nothing but hatred. I didn't hate Ben Affleck's movie when he was Daredevil. I kind of liked it. But this show puts that movie to shame.
Mm-hmm.
It puts that
Yeah.
movie to shame. And
But
then Vincent...
he just seems more human. The fight sequences on there where he's like tired out and like stumbling
Yes.
over stuff.
And his eye, the way he acts and the way he can keep his eyes when he takes his glasses off and his eyes are just fixed forward. I truly believe this actor, really love this actor. And then, who's Kingpin? Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes.
Oh my
Wow. Yeah.
God. You start to feel for him and you're like, oh, he's this little boy. And then I don't want to ruin it for the producer, but there's this thing with him and his dad. And then you understand the painting and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then he beats the crap out of people. And not a little bit. This show is bloody.
Yeah.
Bloody. But you're just riveted by it. You can't
It's
help
not Pan
but watch.
Labyrinth's bloody, but it's pretty bloody.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, but it's bloody. What is that? What is that name of that creepy Japanese movie that has all the blood? Like the cover of it has blood on it that I couldn't watch with you.
Ichi the Killer?
Yeah. It's not that kind of bloody. It's like just
That
enough
was
kind
more
of
than
bloody.
just bloody. That was disturbing.
Yeah.
That was a disturbing one.
So this is like just the right amount of bloody. I know that sounds creepy, but it's like the mountain squishing somebody's head kind of bloody. It's like just the perfect amount of gore and blood to like get you ramped up, right? The only thing that like totally ticked me off, which was really good, it ticked me off in a good way, was how long we had to wait to see his suit. Right?
Yes.
You're like, why? Why?
Stick in there. Stick in there. You're going to be watching it for a long time. Just stick in there. I'm not telling you when you're going to get to see it, but just stick in there, and you'll see his outfit.
It was perfect. And then I absolutely rewind. I absolutely adore Jessica from True Blood.
Baby Vamp.
She is gorgeous. She's super beautiful. I love her in this. And then she does something in this that you're like, at first you're chanting and you want her to do it, and then when she does it, you're like, wait, what? She did that?
You know,
Whoa.
something really interesting about her is she's actually married to a blind person.
You told me that, and I thought you were totally jiving me.
Yeah, no.
Because you're always joking me and like pranking me. But she really is. I had to look it up because I didn't believe you. But yeah, she really is. So I wonder if she was kind of helpful in some of this. Like maybe said like,
imagine so, yeah.
well, that's not how they really do it. You know what I mean? I think that would be a good background thing to have. Mm-hmm. And then the little boy from Mighty Ducks is Foggy.
Mm-hmm. I like him.
He is really good too.
I really like him. Yeah.
I thought, because I'm so in love with Flash right now, I'm in love with those character dynamics, and then I'm getting pulled into Arrow too, and I'm kind of in love with these whole character dynamics that they have going on. I thought
I didn't record the.
I got it. I recorded your Arrow.
Good.
I got you. I thought I'm not going to be able to get into Daredevil. Like I'm just not the.
You got sucked in first episode.
Totally and completely.
Yeah.
These actors totally and completely suck you in. They're completely believable. This is.
Oh, and he's British.
This is an A+. That is like driving me nuts about all these actors lately. I see
They're
them on the
good.
shows, and then they're in an interview and they're British, and you're like, what?
Oh, we got Anon 7848. He says that y'all's sound is much better. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
Thank
Mr. Hostman over there bought a new mixer, so we're hoping that works out.
I-
We keep trying every week to bring y'all something better that is good to watch, that you enjoy, so hopefully every week we bring something better. So yeah, I really liked Daredevil. Long story short, that was a really long recap. Well, it's 13 episodes, and I would love to go like episode by episode and talk about stuff, but I don't want to ruin it for the people that haven't watched it, especially the producer sitting over here.
So we're not
Because he's
gonna
only seen number 1, and I already like tried not to ruin Walking Dead for him, and at least he's caught up on Game of Thrones stuff, so I can talk about that. I try not to spoil everybody's geekiness. So
you were saying how we were trying to make things a lot better. One of the things, which I don't have a graphic for this, but one of the things that was a lot better was the new Star Wars trailer. Oh, wow. To see the big Star Destroyer crash down on wherever it was. It looked like Tatooine, but I don't know if it was.
I don't know. You're a bigger Star Wars fan than I am. Not that I don't like Star Wars. I do. And I had a couple of feels moments. You know, Luke is narrating and he holds up the melted Vader mask. Mm-hmm. So I got like kind of feels for that. And then of course the very end with Han and Chewie. And there's Harrison Ford all like 900 years old and like we're home. And you have to assume he's home, he's on the Falcon, right? I mean, that's your assumption. Mm-hmm. We're home, they're on the Falcon again. So yeah, I got like a little kind of feelsy about that. But all the stuff in between, I don't know. I guess because I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I didn't get it.
Some of the stuff they're saying is that thing where he's holding up his helmet. Is that for some reason that they're saying that Darth Vader isn't dead?
Really?
But he is dead.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that. Please tell me they're not
he was
gonna
like
do that.
a ghost.
Yeah, he was already a ghost. They can't do that. That's dumb.
They better not.
No.
He needs to be dead.
There's a big problem. Are we back? Sorry, guys. We lost the internet. We killed the internet.
Killed it.
Joss Whedon heard us talking about him, and he killed us. Either that or George R. R. Martin heard us talking about him, and he killed us. But yeah, so he was saying that... and then bringing in Agent Carter... and pulling all of that together.
Man, I miss that show.
I loved Agent Carter. Have you heard? Are they going to bring that one back?
They haven't said anything.
I would watch more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So what else were we going to talk about tonight? Because we got to kind of
Do it pretty quickly.
Flash.
We talked about the Flash.
We haven't.
Briefly. Yeah, we did.
Just that we liked it.
Yeah, we liked it.
We do like it. I just wanted to say that I really like the crossover again with the Arrow.
Yeah.
And how he makes the canary collar for her, Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
And then that he has like this almost like cosplay picture of him and her in the envelope. I thought that was kind of like a little cute, like, kind of shout out thing. And then I like that we find out, you know, that they finally find out what's going on with Wells and stuff. So
yeah.
So I thought The Flash was a really good episode. Uh-oh, I hear the thundering horde. Here comes the dog. That's okay. I got her. Go ahead and do your thing. Come here. Come here, Kira.
So,
Come here.
since I got my
Kira's gonna
loot crate
sit.
in, I'm going to go ahead and open it, and then y'all can see what I got.
Okay.
So,
Be good.
hopefully it's something really
Be on
cool.
the show.
I started getting some talks of what was already in it, but
Oh, I didn't
I
look.
st- I
I
st- I
kept
stopped
myself away
looking.
from looking so I could see.
I
Put
stopped
Han down
looking
so
at
I
other
can
stuff.
see too. Cool.
So, open.
Oh, wow. For a teeny tiny box, you got a t-shirt. Oh, D&D.
Yeah, it's D&D.
The dragon makes the and symbol. Speaking of D&D, there's a new Diablo D&D version that Matt brought over that he wants us to try out, so I think we're going to try that out and see how we like that, because y'all had a Diablo problem before. Is that a bow tie?
A new bow tie.
So cute. What's on it?
It's it's a red bow tie with dragons and a D20 on it.
So is this all D&D? I thought this was fantasy.
Well, not done.
Oh. I can't,
Some
can't
kind
see it,
of,
Akira. As a
blow-up
blow-up doll?
something.
Ooh, fantasy blow-up doll. Ooh la la. Calling Captain Kirk.
What is this?
Oh, haha.
It's a
It's a crown. That's
It's a
super
crown.
cute.
I'm gonna blow it.
No, you can wear it next week.
No, blow it up.
I'm gonna blow it.
Okay, blow it up. That reminds me when the boys were little and you could get the crowns at Burger King. You're the king. It doesn't fit your fat head.
Ahead. So, okay.
Oh God, they have playing cards in there.
The Princess Bride.
Shut up! Oh my God.
Deck
Oh
of cards.
my God. Love them.
And these are
You killed my father.
yeah.
Prepare
It's
to
Obama
die.
Dragons. We've met them.
We've met
talked
them.
before.
Mhm.
They're buddies. So yeah,
At a
Princess
off-
Bride, and it's U.S. playing cards. The same people that make bicycle cards. Have a bag tag
Gen
for
Con.
9 3/4.
Yay! Oh, yay! I get to go to Hogwarts now.
Sweet. Pretty cool. Alright. I got Game of Thrones House Sigil magnet set. So it's got
Oh, that's
all the
cool.
house sigils on there. Winter is coming.
Yes, winter is coming. Although he never really talks about the zombies very much, that we assume are zombies. But anyway,
Well, they're probably going to do it.
they're going to do it in the show.
And a Game of Thrones Dark Sigil USB flash drive. This looks like
What? Shut up. I'm
it's a
using
flash
that.
drive.
Claim it.
Nice.
Oh, how cool is that?
Nice.
Oh my
Look at
God,
that.
that's so cool. Stark for the win.
I wonder how much
I think
how
4.
many gig Doesn't say.
That's super cool, though.
Yeah. Powered by custom USB.
Custom USB.
And then, of course, the little flyer that on dash. Great.
Ooh, great. And what is the inside of the box? Because the inside of the box is always something.
The inside of the box, map with a cord and
That's cute. I really like fantasy, but sometimes I think fantasy as a genre is kind of played out. Especially like in gaming, role playing. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Sometimes I just want to see something
I'm biased
different.
because I don't have one. I don't know. I've never enjoyed fantasy role playing games as much as I've enjoyed like modern day other
And of all,
stuff.
and of the two books that you've read, one of them was The Hobbit, right?
Mhm.
So you do tend to like fantasy as a genre.
I like fantasy as a genre. I don't necessarily like to play it as a role playing game.
I just feel like it's been done and done and overdone and done some more.
And then,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That's why I don't make any of them.
I used to like to read this author, David Eddings. I read a lot of his fantasy stuff, and I liked that. And I didn't think I was going to like anymore because it was like overdone. And I have liked George R.R. Martin for the most part.
Mhm.
He gets lengthy. That happens a lot in fantasy, though. They go on and on and on and on. And, you know, you have to create this whole world, and then sometimes there are languages and all this stuff that goes into it. So sometimes it tends to get a little bit lengthy. So I was curious what all we were going to get in the box. I think that they did a really good job. I've been kind of disappointed a few times before in Loot Crate boxes. I prefer the boxes where you get the t-shirts. I think the USB drive is a win.
The USB drive is 4 gigs.
Haha, I called
So
it.
that was from Anon 9805.
Yeah, I think the USB drive is a win. So, okay, I'm going to ask... None of y'all make fun of me, okay?
And he says, don't forget to tell them we're going to be at Heroes and Fantasies tomorrow. This is probably Mike Ritz.
Oh, cool. Hi, Mike. And yes, we're going to be at Heroes, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me ask you a computer nerd question that I don't know the answer to, and I'm ashamed to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
I'll try to give you the answer.
All right. There were magnets in that box, right?
Yeah.
With
You
the
want 'em?
USB drive, right? Don't magnets like mess up technology, or only if there's stuff on it already? It erases it, or what?
The USB drive is different. It's not the same thing as like driving your computer.
Because I have purses, like some of my cute purses, and they have like magnet clasps. So I never put like my tech, like I don't put my cell phone or anything in my purse that has the magnet clasp. Am I going like going overboard?
No.
Oh, okay.
It won't affect the cell phone. I mean, most of that stuff was because of like the old TV stuff and the stuff you could do with magnets, CRT TVs, tube TVs, and that would cost issues.
So I can't erase my USB drive and stuff with like magnets.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Well, maybe with like really strong one.
No, these would be like, you know, a magnet
Yeah,
clutch
I
on a
don't think
purse or
anything
something.
like that.
Okay. All right.
It's Matt. Matt is Anon.
Hi, Maddie.
Did you hear her call you out?
So Matt and Michelle from used to be Geek Out SA, and they're the comic couple and Pokemon Pods and Level Up. They're gonna be with us tomorrow with Game Expo. We're going to be at Heroes and Fantasies from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Heroes and Fantasies. Heroes and Fantasies has specifically asked us to come out and play our pinche game, Apt. So we're going to be playing Apt. We are going to be playing Archer, even though they wanted us to learn how to play it, to demo it so they could sell them, but they already sold out of all of it just because of the title of it. But if you bought one and you don't know how to play, we know how to play, so if you want to come and play. And then they've asked if maybe we can play Dead Panic.
Yeah.
For Fireside Games. Heroes of Fantasies is trying to do a little more of like showing off of the indie developers here in Texas and stuff. So,
It's nice to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see that they're trying to, come around and work with the gaming community and get us back, back on top, hopefully, and get our games out there. So if you'd like to play Apt with us, if you've never played Apt, or if you've played it before and you want to play the new expansion that we've got pretty much worked out, we're going to be there playing the expansion. Heroes of Fantasies sells the main deck. So we're going to be at Heroes of Fantasies tomorrow from 6 to 8. Matt and Michelle are also going to be there. And we're probably going to drag our son there, but y'all have never seen him. Well, we've got other sons, too. So we'll have the whole clan out there. So anybody who wants to come out and play games, please come and play games.
Come and play games with us, and maybe you might get something.
Maybe. So one more thing that I wanted you to talk about, because you had Harrison Ford up there, you had Han Solo up there, and you talked a little bit about Star Wars, and you got kind of cut off with the internet dying. What were your thoughts on the Batman Superman? Because that just keeps getting trashed by everybody. So nobody's heard officially yet what your thoughts are. I said what I thought. I liked the dark way it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with the power suit. That's in some of the storylines in the comics. I looked, a lot of people say on Batman.
On Batman.
That they say that he looks like Lego Batman.
Well, I think some of the reasons that he did it, I think it's like a lead mask. So Superman can't see through lead.
So he can't get his identity.
Yeah.
So this is a time frame. So I'm not really familiar with the comic storyline, but apparently this is a time frame where Superman has kind of become like a government crony almost, and he's like working too much with certain sectors of the human population, and so that's why he and Batman have to go head to head or whatever, because Batman believes that he's part of the corruption rather than part of the
and then
solution.
They become friends.
Right, because then they become the Justice.
What is called the Dawn of Justice. I mean,
well, and everybody says that this is supposed to be the leader movie that leads into them being able to franchise the Justice League and put all of those movies out for us on screen. But DC just keeps getting hammered and hammered and hammered. They just can't do anything right in anybody's eyes. But isn't the Flash a DC character?
Yes.
Arrow? DC character.
All the shows are
Daredevil?
great. No.
Daredevil's a Marvel. That's right. Daredevil is a Marvel, because then Nick told me about the whole Morbius Venom. Okay, I got it. I got you, Stanley. Sorry. So what are your thoughts?
Stanley. I don't know. I have to see the movie. I gotta see it. It's Superman. I gotta see it.
Well, you liked the last Man of Steel movie, though, right?
I did.
Because a lot of people didn't like the direction of that Superman in that movie.
But times change, though. I mean, Superman isn't going to be... I mean, Superman isn't what he was in the 50s.
Well, because it's not the 50s anymore.
Because it's not the 50s anymore. The heroes have to change with the times.
I liked it. I thought the last movie showed his humanity, even though he's not human. He's been raised in our world this whole time by human parents who, to him, those were his parents. He was an infant when he got here. He was a little bitty kid when he got here, toddler or whatever. They're his whole world, so he doesn't know how to be Kryptonian.
But in this next movie, it's looking like he's being worshipped like a god.
Yeah, I saw the statue and it says false god on there.
And they're like bowing down to him. Did you see that part?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he does the whole Jesus stance. There we go.
Well, he
Everybody
did
in
the
he did the Jesus dance in the last movie
yeah
when he went out of the
when he went
spaceship.
out of the spaceship.
Yeah. I know. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm like, does Kevin Smith have something to do with this? Because any time that it's upsetting the Christians, it's got to be Kevin Smith that's behind it. He probably. That seems to be
What a
his favorite
guy.
pastime.
Yeah.
So, are you excited? Did the trailer like turn you off to it? Do you think you tend to like everything though? So.
I don't know that if I compare it to like Star Wars, no, it didn't excite me as much. But I still want to see it because it may just be maybe it's going to be spectacular and they're just not showing us much because they want us to be wowed once we're finally in there. I don't know. When I'm looking at it, it looks like Affleck can do it. I think he'll be the first one that'll be able to bridge and play both Batman and Bruce.
Boy, I loved that picture that's been circulating, and I don't know if they all really posed for this photo, but it's a black and white photo, and it's all of them. It's Ben and Christian Bale and Adam West and Michael Keaton and Clooney and the blonde dude that was Val Kilmer. So it's all of them, and then I think on the wall there's some pictures of men who like did it in a TV series that are no longer alive or whatever. It's a phenomenal photo. If you have not seen this photo yet, just to see like all of those actors who got to play Batman, they're all kind of in their Bruce Wayne stance, so to speak. It's a really powerful photo. I thought it was really great. So I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to see the movie. I really like I like this actor as Superman. He's the closest thing to Christopher Reeve.
But he's darker.
Yeah.
A lot darker.
But I mean, feeling the part. Christopher Reeve, I guess because we were kids then, to me, Christopher Reeve is Superman. He just is. Even though I loved Christopher Reeve in that, what's that silly movie where they're like actors in a play or whatever, and he's real derpy, and Carol Burnett is in it, and he's really good in that one. He's also good in that one where he can go back in time or whatever, and he finds his lost love, and then the penny brings him back. And anyway, Christopher Reeve was good in a lot of things, but to me, he's always going to be Superman. Yeah, he's just Superman. But this actor, I have found to be the closest to convincing since Christopher Reeve. So I'll be excited to see the movie. And I'll be excited to see Star Wars, even though I'm not as big.
I'll be more into... to be honest, I will probably be more excited to see... What?
Russell just messaged me. He said, Donatello is dead. Let it go. How could you, Russell? How could you? I'll never let it go. Never.
Matt's saying that in the comics, it's Superman hunting Batman. But it seems the other way around in the movie.
Oh, really?
In this movie.
This is why we need you back, Matt, to tell us the comic stuff, because we don't know what all it is. But yeah, it does seem like it's Batman hunting. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite lines, even though everybody's making fun of it.
Really hunting, if it's Superman really hunting Batman, Batman would be dead.
Oh Lord, here we go with the Batman. Look, I love you, and I know you have a weakness for Superman. I have one word for you: kryptonite.
He can,
kryptonite bullet to the heart, dead.
He can stand away and then get him with his heat vision.
Not even.
Yes.
Kryptonite bullet to the heart. Superman is dead.
He's faster than a speeding bullet. He can see it coming.
It's kryptonite. It makes him weak. All right, kryptonite cage and then kryptonite bullet to the heart, okay? I mean, kryptonite is the answer.
Yeah, I mean, if he was really out to get Batman and really out to get it and had bloodlust, there's nothing you could do to stop him. He's too strong.
We're just going to have to agree to disagree, because I And I'm not that I'm
And
a
in
huge
this one,
Batman
he's not
fan.
affected by kryptonite. He's affected by the atmosphere of Krypton.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No quick.
Oh, in the movies, there's never going to be like a piece of kryptonite that comes at him.
So far.
Interesting.
Because what made him weak wasn't kryptonite. What made him weak was he was in the atmosphere of Krypton.
Right, because they were terraforming or whatever.
Well, because that's what they had aboard the spaceship. And then they started terraforming to make Earth like Krypton.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, but we're not talking about just in these movies. I'm saying...
But I'm saying he could stay away far enough and just hit him with his heat ray. And he's done. Finished. Over. Batman's dead. He doesn't have
okay,
any
so Batman
superpowers.
comes up with some tech that makes it so that he can't be heated up. I don't know. I haven't thought this through as much as you have, apparently.
Now, there's one thing. Batman has to go and have his stuff built for him.
Right?
He doesn't make a lot of the stuff himself. So he'll have to wait for somebody to build that for him before he can use it. He's not like Tony Stark. Because Tony Stark can
Builds his own
build
stuff.
his own stuff.
No, Batman has to pay. Bruce Wayne has to pay some
Mhm.
R&D like Morgan Freeman to like make his stuff. So. And then are they going to ever do anything? Has anybody heard? Are they going to do anything with Dick Grayson with like the whole Robin? Because they left that kind of open there at the end of
Mhm.
that movie with Christian Bale and them. And that little actor's a good little actor too. I don't know.
I don't know. They probably won't bring it back this one. Because it's probably just going to be Batman
Yeah, it'll be just Batman. I would watch that. I'd watch her. Dick
and Wonder
Grayson.
Woman.
Oh, Wonder Woman's in this.
And
Nightwing?
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Yeah.
I like Darkwing. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
I love cartoons.
Yeah, I got
Darkwing Duck. That's okay. I like Darkwing Duck. Well, we talked about a lot. So we'll see how all that pans out. The movie's not coming out. So the Star Wars movie's coming out Christmas. I think the Superman movie's not coming out till 2016. So we
Yeah.
still have a little ways to go. That's kind of driving me nuts with all of these leaked things lately where you see stuff like so far in advance and then you have to wait forever. It seems like I've been waiting 2 years for Mad Max. Mad Max is finally coming out next month. So it's just like...
and granted, we were seeing a lot of stuff with the game, too.
Yeah.
So that may have played into the fact of it being that long of a time. It was a while back when we saw the stuff for the Mad Max game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we talked. The movies aren't connected in any way, supposedly. Have no connection. I don't know. You never know. You never know these days.
Supposedly.
But we talked about Game of Thrones.
Talk about Game of Thrones.
Talked about Geeky Earth Day and the stuff you can do to save the planet in a geeky way.
Captain Planet. Oh, I'm sorry.
If you have any more, please post them on our Facebook page. And you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, please like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Gotta say.
What we talked about Daredevil. We talked about the Apple Watch edition with the $10,000 to $17,000 watches,
Easy.
and Daredevil,
There.
and opened up my loot crate. So
Fantastic.
thanks. It was really cool. Thanks for checking us out again. We'll see you here next week. Again, like us on Facebook, and then we'll always be here at geekoutsa.com. You can see us just on YouTube. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen.
Geek Out SA.